think it's just like listening to all the old blues records like B.B. King and Albert King, and then Eric Clapton, what he did, and Wes Montgomery, beautiful jazz tone. It's just a sound that invites the ear in to where you want to listen to whatever sound you're hearing. You know, that's kind of the first thing I think that captures you and draws you in. You know, it's just the sound of the music. You know, kind of honed it into like 3 or 4 main sounds. You know, and you know, just kind of, you know, like a real clear rhythm, and then the distorted tone I like to be kind of real woody and kind of natural sounding. Yeah. It got to be known worldwide more later, but I remember when I was growing up, there was so much going on. It was all different types of music. You could go hear anything, you know, country, blues, rock, and jazz and stuff. And in fact, I remember the first times I ever went to LA, I thought, God, Austin had more live music going on than, you know, than it seemed that LA did at the time. But it's always been kind of a melting pot of styles and stuff. I don't know, really. I mean, it's just, I use a couple of old Fender Twin reverbs for my clean tone, and then I use a couple of old Marshalls for lead and crunch rhythm. And then just, you know, fuzz tone and a tube driver and a TC chorus. That's, you know, kind of the, you know, and then a smattering of different guitars and stuff. But it's kind of stayed the same for quite a while. Yeah, I have a brand new Les Paul, the R9. I love the guitar. It's great. It's just plays great. It actually sounds really good. The new Gibsons, they have the pots are so much like the old one now. When you turn it down, you get that real crystal kind of clear tone, you know. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You know, you turn it down, you get a real good rhythm, and you turn it up, and it sounds like a Les Paul. I actually had an old Les Paul, and I sold it because I like the new one better, which is kind of wild. I kept A-B and went, I like this new one. This new one sounds better to me. So that's what I'm using now for my Gibson guitar on the road and stuff. I'm doing this Jimi Hendrix tour. This is the 3rd time I've done it. I think they've done it 5 times. It's where a whole bunch of really nice artists get together and just everybody plays 3 or 4 songs a piece, and it just goes on for like 2.5 hours of all Jimmy's music. It's a fun tour to do, so we're doing that around the East Coast for about 3.5 weeks in November. Yeah, you know, it's Johnny Lang and Brad Whitford and Robert Randolph. I think Steve Vai's on this one, Vernon Reid. Yeah, the Los Lobos guys come out from time to time. Susan Tedeschi does it. Of course, Billy Cox will be there, and then Chris Layton on drums, Scott Nelson on bass, and Ernie Isley, and yeah, it's just a whole host of different people coming out. Yeah, I love 335s. First one I ever had was when I was 12 years old as a kid, and it was just like, you know, I fell in love with them. And I used one on several cuts on my new record, and I just like I like that hollow body thing. It's got that really beautiful Gibson lead tone, but then the hollow body thing gives it this kind of where it's breathing with you as you play it. And it's kind of a go-to instrument when I'm cutting lead tracks in the studio. I mean, it's everybody thinks I did. Cliffs of Dover actually was cut on a 335. Actually, everybody thinks I cut it on something else, but no, I actually cut that song on 335. And I end up using them. I kind of go to them pretty often in the studio. Well, Noki Edwards originally from the Ventures, and then it was Brian Jones, Jeff Beck when he was in the Yardbirds, and then I found out about Eric Clapton and the Blues Breakers and Fresh Cream, and so I spent a couple years just emulating Clapton. That's all I played, was just learning every single note that he played in Cream and stuff. Well, I remember I played in a group called Mariani. That was the first original group I played in, and we wrote original songs, and that was the beginning of kind of opening up into that. And I think when I got into electromagnets, I started trying to figure out a way to do it for a livelihood, you know, and do it as a profession. And that was a jazz rock group I was in when I was like 19 through 23 or something. try to start developing my own style then. Yeah, I like this folk guy named Tallest Man on Earth. He's really great songwriter, singer, and he actually is a very good guitarist too. It's not the kind of guitar that like goes crazy, but he's got a very good facility of finger picking. So I've been digging him a lot. I guess there's those fleeting moments that are really magical. But I remember we used to play this. Used to be a place in Austin called the Armadillo World Headquarters, which is this great venue. It was like the Fillmore of Austin, and we had some real magical gigs there where we just got lost in it. You know, there was a real tendency there to just have really awesome gigs. You know, just had a great vibe. And, yeah, so I have fond memories of that place. Yeah. I play piano and sing, yeah. I write on piano a lot.